In life, everything comes with a cost. It may be money, time, or effort, but nothing is ever truly free. Today's story will guide you through an important lesson while helping you practice English listening. Together, we will discover why nothing in life is free and why every choice matters. Michael was 27 years old and worked in a mid-sized technology company. On paper, his life looked stable. He had a decent salary, a small apartment, and a job that many young graduates would consider lucky to have. But beneath the surface, Michael felt restless. He had fallen into a pattern that seemed harmless, but was slowly shaping his entire mindset. He always looked for the free option. Every decision he made reflected this habit. When he wanted to improve his skills, he searched for free tutorials online instead of enrolling in structured courses. When he needed software, he downloaded free versions with limited features, convincing himself that they were good enough. Even when going out with friends, Michael often chose places where there were discounts or free offers. He believed that saving money this way would help him get ahead in life. But over time, a strange feeling began to grow inside him. Despite all the free resources he collected, ebooks, apps, trial lessons, Michael noticed that his skills were not improving. His career was stagnant. He watched colleagues receive promotions and exciting projects, while he remained stuck at the same level. He couldn't shake the sense that he was running in circles, gathering things, but never moving forward. Deep down, Michael dreamed of becoming a respected software developer who could create innovative products. Yet every evening, instead of practicing or building projects, he spent hours browsing through forums for free hacks or shortcuts that promised success without real effort. Each time, he told himself he was being smart by avoiding unnecessary costs. Still, the emptiness remained. Saving money did not equal gaining knowledge. Free tools did not make him more creative. And the more he chased free, the more he realized that something essential was missing: growth, satisfaction, and true progress. Michael did not admit it out loud, but he felt stuck. He wondered why life seemed unfair, why others were moving forward while he stayed behind. Yet, deep down, he suspected the truth. Perhaps his obsession with finding free solutions was costing him far more than he ever imagined. One afternoon, while scrolling through his favorite tech forum, Michael came across an advertisement that immediately caught his attention. Become a skilled programmer in just 30 days, completely free. The words lit up on the screen like a golden promise. This seemed like exactly what he had been waiting for: rapid progress, without any cost. Without hesitation, he signed up. At first, Michael felt excited. The course offered videos, exercises, and even a certificate upon completion. For the first few days, he watched the lessons and convinced himself that he was on the right path. But as the weeks went by, his enthusiasm began to fade. The lessons were short, overly simplified, and lacked the depth necessary for real learning. The projects were nothing more than copy and paste exercises, and the certificate felt meaningless. By the end of the 30 days, Michael had completed the program, yet he could not write even a small piece of code without guidance. He realized the course was nothing more than a marketing tool to attract people with the promise of free. The disappointment hit him harder than he expected. Around the same time, his close friend David, who had also wanted to improve his programming skills, made a very different choice. Instead of chasing free options, David invested in a professional paid course. It cost him a significant portion of his salary, but he treated it as a serious commitment. He attended live sessions, completed assignments, and spent evenings working on real coding projects. Within a few months, the difference between them became clear. David not only improved his skills, but also gained the confidence to apply for a new job. Soon, he landed a higher-paying position with exciting projects and real career growth. Meanwhile, Michael remained in the same role, staring at the same computer screen, feeling the sting of comparison. For the first time, Michael asked himself an uncomfortable question: am I wasting my time by always searching for things that are free? The thought lingered in his mind like an echo, challenging the very foundation of the choices he had been making for years. He realized that while he was saving money, he was losing something far more valuable: time, growth, and opportunity. This realization became the turning point of his journey. Michael knew something had to change. For too long, he had lived with the illusion that free was enough to build a better future. Now, after seeing his friend's success, he realized the truth. Quality required investment. With a mix of fear and determination, he signed up for a professional coding course that came with a significant price tag. The moment he made the payment, Michael felt a weight on his shoulders. I can't waste this, he thought. For the first time, he wasn't simply dabbling. He had skin in the game. The very act of spending money forced him to commit in a way he never had before. At the beginning, the course felt overwhelming. The lessons were long and detailed, the projects were complex, and the instructors demanded effort. Michael often found himself staying up late at night, struggling to debug his code. There were times when he felt frustrated, questioning whether he had made the right decision. Unlike the free programs, this course demanded both his time and his energy. But slowly, something began to change. With every completed assignment, he noticed small improvements. He started to understand concepts that once confused him. He could build simple applications from scratch, not just copy from a tutorial. Each breakthrough, no matter how small, gave him a sense of pride that he had never felt before. More importantly, Michael began to develop discipline. He created a study schedule and followed it strictly, even when he was tired. He stopped wasting hours scrolling on his phone or binge-watching shows. Instead, he dedicated that time to practice and learning. It wasn't easy. Some days he wanted to quit, but the investment he had made reminded him that growth always comes with a price. Weeks turned into months, and the results became visible. His colleagues at work noticed his improved skills. He started solving problems more efficiently, offering new solutions in meetings, and even mentoring younger employees. For the first time in years, Michael felt a sense of progress. Through this process, he discovered a profound truth. The price of improvement was not only measured in money. It was measured in discipline, patience, and sacrifice. He realized that paying for the course was only the first step. The real cost was showing up every day, staying focused, and pushing through discomfort. Michael no longer chased after things that promised to be free and easy. Instead, he embraced the challenge of investing in himself, because he finally understood that the returns would always outweigh the cost. The journey was far from over, but he was no longer afraid of effort. For the first time, he felt in control of his growth and his future. As Michael reflected on his journey, he began to see the patterns that had shaped his past choices. The obsession with free had never actually saved him anything meaningful. Instead, it had cost him years of progress and left him stuck in the same place. Through his experience, he identified 4 key lessons that reshaped the way he approached life. Time is the ultimate cost. Whether something is free or not, you always pay with your time. Michael realized that the hours he had spent on shallow, incomplete resources could never be reclaimed. A free course that teaches little is not truly free. It steals your most valuable resource, time. He understood that time, once gone, can never be earned back. This simple truth changed the way he evaluated every decision. Value comes with effort. Nothing worthwhile comes easily. In the past, Michael believed that convenience was the path to success. But the growth he experienced only arrived when he pushed through discomfort and worked consistently. He saw that value is created when effort is applied. Without discipline and persistence, even the most expensive course would remain useless. The true currency was not money, but the sweat and energy he was willing to give. Cheap choices can be expensive. Michael once thought he was being smart by avoiding paid options. But those savings actually cost him opportunities, confidence, and years of development. He realized that the cheapest choice is not always the wisest. In fact, it can often lead to greater expenses later, whether in wasted time, poor results, or lost chances. By choosing the cheapest path, he had unknowingly paid the highest price. Commitment creates growth. Above all, Michael discovered that real transformation happens when you commit fully. When he invested in the paid course, he was no longer a passive participant. He had something to lose, and that responsibility pushed him to stay consistent. Commitment gave him focus, and focus fueled his growth. Without it, he would have drifted endlessly between free options without ever improving. These lessons extended beyond coding or education. Michael began to apply them to other parts of his life. He invested more time, in meaningful relationships instead of shallow distractions. He spent money on experiences that enriched his perspective instead of temporary pleasures. He dedicated energy to his health, knowing that every workout, every healthy meal, was a long-term investment in his well-being. For Michael, the biggest shift was not external. It was internal. He no longer looked for shortcuts or illusions of free. He embraced the truth that everything has a cost, and that cost must be paid one way or another. But rather than resisting it, he chose to pay with intention, investing in the things that truly mattered. In the end, he discovered freedom not in avoiding costs, but in accepting them wisely. That was the paradox. Once he stopped chasing what was free, he began to feel truly rich. Michael's realization was not just about his personal growth. It reflected a larger truth about the modern world. Today, society is full of promises that seem free. Social media platforms offer endless entertainment, apps provide free access, and streaming services lure us in with trial periods. At first glance, it feels like we're gaining something valuable at no cost. But if we look deeper, we see the hidden price. What appears to be free often takes payment in forms we do not immediately recognize. Social media costs us focus and attention, pulling hours from our day that could have been invested in learning or creating. Free apps are rarely truly free. They trade our personal data, privacy, and sometimes even our decision-making patterns. Free entertainment can easily become an escape, numbing us and distracting us from pursuing our true goals. In the end, we pay with time, energy, and opportunity, currencies more valuable than money itself. Science supports these observations. Research shows that people who intentionally invest time and effort in their goals are far more likely to succeed. Success is rarely the result of shortcuts. It comes from consistent dedication and sacrifice. On the other hand, psychological studies reveal that the word free has a powerful emotional pull. It creates a sense of urgency and excitement that can cloud rational judgment. People are more likely to choose something free, even when a paid alternative offers far greater value. This bias often leads to poor decisions, wasted resources, and long-term regret. The lesson is clear. We cannot escape paying a price. The real question is whether we are paying for something worthwhile or for something empty. Michael's journey highlights this truth, but it is relevant to everyone listening. We all face the choice between chasing illusions of free or committing ourselves to meaningful investments. Think about your own life. How much time is consumed by scrolling, clicking, or downloading things that add little to your future? And how much stronger could you be if you directed that same energy toward building a skill, improving your health, or creating something meaningful? The choice is always in front of us. Every day, you either trade your time for distractions or invest it in growth. Both come at a cost, but only one brings you closer to the life you truly want. So ask yourself this powerful question. Do you want to spend your life on things that are free but meaningless? Or are you willing to pay the price to achieve what truly matters? The answer to that question will shape your future more than any shortcut ever could. As Michael's story has shown, nothing in life is truly free. Every choice demands a cost, sometimes money, sometimes time, sometimes patience, and often discipline. The question is not whether you will pay, but what you will pay for. Too often, people waste their most precious resources on things that bring no lasting value. But when you choose to invest in what truly matters, your growth, your skills, your health, and your relationships, the price you pay becomes the foundation of a richer, more meaningful life. This is the central lesson. There is always a cost, so choose wisely. Free options may seem attractive in the moment, but they often come with hidden sacrifices, lost time, missed opportunities, and shallow results. On the other hand, real commitment and deliberate investment may feel difficult at first, but they yield progress, confidence, and fulfillment. Now, here is your challenge. Take a piece of paper and write down one area of your life you want to improve. It might be your career, your fitness, your relationships, or your personal development. Once you have written it down, commit to paying the price. Decide how you will invest your time, energy, or resources this week to move forward in that area. Do not wait for tomorrow. Tomorrow is uncertain, and delaying only makes the cost higher. Remember this: life always asks for a price. You cannot escape it, but you can decide what you will pay for. Will you spend your life trading your most valuable resources for things that leave you empty, or will you invest them in building a future worth living? The choice is yours. Life always asks for a price. Make sure you are paying it for something truly worthwhile.